Hey guys, how's it going? It's Molly. I'm here today to do a chatting about new makeup releases sort of video. Not entirely sure what I'm going to officially call this series, but I do want it to become a series that I will be posting hopefully weekly. It might be bi-weekly. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure what I can commit to at this point in time, but the goal is to post a weekly video discussing that week's new releases. So, some of these are literally from this week and some are older. I figure since it's the first one, that's okay. I can get away with that. But let's just go ahead and get started. This is like the third time that I have tried filming this, and I'm really hopeful that I can knock it out and be done with it because I am finding that I just keep rambling and the footage is relatively useless. So I'm going to try not to do that. The first thing that I want to talk about is Zoeva Cosmetics has, I believe it's the Woodlands bundle. And for those of you who aren't aware, Zoeva Cosmetics is an indie brand. They have some gorgeous, gorgeous shadows that I personally desperately want to try. And I just remembered I need to scoot over. Okay, so up here is where I'm going to be putting the pictures, which you would figure out just by watching. Don't need to mention that. Anyway, so the Woodlands collection, I think it's a bundle, but this is absolutely beautiful. That dark sparkling emerald shade in the lower left-hand corner has my heart. I need that in my life. The green mattes, I could take it or leave it. The gold shimmers, I could take or leave, but the rest of everything looks absolutely incredible. So this is definitely on my maybe list. I need to look and see what makes the most sense. If it makes sense for me to purchase this as a bundle or if these are available as singles and I can just pick the few shades that I really, really want. And it's more than a few. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 8. And screw it, even the green mattes I think would really help to create a really beautiful look. So I'm sure 8 singles is going to be probably more expensive than what this is retailing for. I don't remember the price of this. I feel like $65 is what stands out. I feel like it was Canadian though, so I don't know what that is US. But this is 100% on my radar. I'm excited. It's currently out of stock, but I did email the company and they are restocking soon. So I'm going to keep my eyes open for that and potentially pick this up. I haven't tried anything from this brand. I would love to do an indie makeup spotlight on them. And yeah, that is definitely something that I have my eye on. Okay, the next thing that I want to talk about is I Heart Revolution has a new palette and cosmetic bag collection. I don't know that that's really a collection. But it's their Revo Pooches collection. The palette retails for $15 and the cosmetic bag is $8. Now, when I first saw this, I was intrigued because I Heart Revolution is under Makeup Revolution, okay? And Makeup Revolution is a dupe brand through and through. I mean, generally, not everything they do is a dupe, but a lot of it. That's kind of how they got started. They duped a lot of Too Faced in the past. And so I immediately thought that this was a dupe of the Too Faced Clover collection. And with the Clover collection from Too Faced, they donate a portion of the proceeds to an animal shelter. I believe is an animal shelter. It was an animal charity of some sort, which, yes, I love that. I'm a huge animal lover. I'm all about that. So I initially was like wondering if I Heart Revolution was going to be doing the same thing. Nope, they just want the money. So here's the thing. This is a fine palette, but it's not a charitable release. And bottom line, if you want to support a charity, support the charity. Don't buy makeup in order to support the charity. But it is touching when brands donate a portion of their sales. But The other part of this is it's just the color story is relatively unoriginal. There's repeat colors or colors that are just so similar in tone that I don't understand why there's multiples. So for that reason, or for those reasons, this is something that I'm definitely not getting. The dogs are super cute, but I don't need this. Okay, the next thing that I want to talk about is ColourPop. They've got some new releases. They're what is it? Going Coconuts collection. This is 100% something that I'm interested in. For whatever reason, I've been kind of feeling neutrals lately, but there is a caveat. I don't want giant neutral palettes. I want small neutral palettes, more curated neutral palettes, things that, you know, you don't have a lot of repeat shades, I guess, is what I'm personally interested in at the moment. So the fact that there's a 9-pan palette of neutrals and it does not appear, I could be wrong, but it does not appear that there are any glitters, which is exciting. But the palette looks absolutely beautiful. The bronzers, I would love to try one of the bronzers. One is like really warm tone and one is a little bit more neutral. So I'd want to try, I think, the neutral one. There's some Fourth Ray Beauty, like skin stuff I'm not really interested in. There is an Super Shock Shadow Trio. Those look really beautiful, but personally, I have enough Super Shock shadows, and I just don't, I very rarely reach for them. So at this point in time, I'm not looking to expand that collection at all, unless it's that Frog shade, which is not included in this collection. They have the shade called Frog, and I really, really want it. It's just this beautiful, like iridescent topper shade, and I need it in my life. There's a Coco Loco lippy bundle. It's got a lip scrub and a lip balm. The Shall We Dance tint duo. So I think that's a lip duo, and then a coconut kiss duo. I haven't tried either of these lip products. But I'm not opposed to trying them. It's not something that I'm like, oh my gosh, I really want to try that. So I'm probably not going to spend my money on a set. I might pick up one of them at some point in the future. And then there is a creme gel liner or a cream gel liner, however you want to say it. And that I am interested in. It looks like it's a brown and a nude. So I don't want the set. So I'm not going to get that because I don't wear nude liner. Nothing against it. It's just not part of my makeup repertoire. But I recently swatched some of the nude gel liners, some of the cream gel liners at Ulta, and I don't know what they did with that formula, but it is amazing because I swear I tried that like 2 years ago. They had some gel liners. Am I making this up? And they were the worst formula ever. Like Kathleen Lights raved about them, and I was so disappointed because it was awful. I got like 3 colors. Anyway, I won't be picking up anything from this collection except I think a bronzer and the palette. Like those are the things that I am personally really interested in. I think what I like about the palette specifically is that it, like I said, it's small and curated and it seems very cohesive. Like it appears as if you can get some really beautiful looks. You wouldn't have to dip into another palette necessarily, at least if you're my skin tone, and probably deeper skin toned, honestly. It looks like there's a nice variation in tones and depths. Definitely depths, and that's fantastic. Okay, then we've got a ColourPop collab with Frozen. And for this, there's an Elsa bundle and an Anna bundle. With the Elsa bundle, there's a 9-pan palette with, in my opinion, a very intriguing color story. I like the blue. I like that deep burgundy. Yes, it has glitters, but honestly, I'm to the point where I think I'm willing to look past it because there's glitters in so many things and things that I'm wanting. So I feel kind of hypocritical being like, there's glitters, I'm not going to get it. But I do think that this has some really beautiful shades. The one thing that I don't like is that there's 3 like icy colors. There's like a silver, I'm assuming like an iridescent sort of pressed glitter. And then I don't know what the top left-hand corner shade is, but it looks Like it's probably like a white gold shimmer. Don't quote me on that. But this, I think, I mean, it's only $15. I could totally, I don't know. If I'm placing a ColourPop order at some point, I would not be surprised if this found its way in my cart, is what I'm going to say. The lipstick looks really pretty. The Glitterly Obsessed looks pretty, but I don't ever wear those. I do have one, and it's nice for like Halloween makeup and stuff like that, but it just isn't something that I'm going to get any use out of every day, so I don't need to purchase that. And then the gloss, it looks fine, but I personally don't need a like frosty gloss. It looks like it's pretty frosty. So that is the Elsa collection. Like I said, I think this is gorgeous. Oh, and also, let me talk about the prices. So for these collections that are collaborations with Disney, the prices are increased, at least for the eyeshadow palette for sure. Normally their 9-pan shadows, their 9-pan palettes are $12. When with these collections, they're $15. The Ultra Glossy Lips, I believe, are also a little bit more expensive at $8. The Luxe lipstick is $9. I feel like it's usually $7 unless they increase their prices, and I just don't know. And the Glitterly Obsessed is $9. I don't know what that costs regularly, but if you want the entire set, it's $38. So it appears you probably save like $3 by buying the set if you want all of them. Or you can just pick and choose like me and save even more. But the Anna palette, it is pretty. I don't know. You got two like warm toned oranges. Obviously it said warm toned orange. Orange is always warm toned. You've got two orange shades that don't appear to be all that different. The Anna collection doesn't pull me in as much as the Elsa collection did. They're just these warmer tone shades and I'm not really feeling that right now. I don't know. I mean, I'm not feeling that, but I'm just not feeling this, I guess. And I think one of the reasons why I'm drawn to the Elsa palette is because it's cool tones and we're going into winter, and that just, there's some like subliminal thing happening where I want that. But yeah, I don't know. I guess with a Anna palette, it just isn't unique enough. And it just doesn't intrigue me for whatever reason. I can't always pinpoint why something isn't interesting to me. It just is what it is. The next thing that I want to talk about is something from Zoeva Cosmetics. So they have 2 volumes of a collection coffret. I don't know how to pronounce things in French. Please forgive me. But there are, like I said, there's 2 volumes. I need to pull this up on my phone because I need to make sure that I'm not messing anything up when I'm talking about this. Okay, so there's Cafe Delights and Elegantly Yours. Each volume comes with 4 of their eyeshadow palettes. They're either 12 or 14 pan palettes, which typically retail for like $28 a piece through Ulta. But these collections are $65 for 4 of them. So typically that would cost you almost $120. But if you get the collection, then you get 4 for like a way discounted price. This I'm on the fence about. On one hand, these are, I mean, it's a lot of neutral palettes. I was looking at some of the pictures, and a couple of the palettes might have a few like different shades that aren't neutral, but overall, these are very neutral tones. And like I said, I'm really drawn to neutrals right now. So that might be why I'm like, I want this. But I'm struggling with knowing if there's enough variability in order for me to feel good about purchasing 4 eyeshadow palettes, no matter the price. Let me just talk about what you get. Okay, so with Cafe Delights, you'll get the Caramel Melange. I don't know how to pronounce that either. Cocoa Blend, Blanc Fusion, and Cafe eyeshadow palettes. And I feel like that was the one that I was most interested in. And then in Elegantly Yours, you get Caramel Melange, whatever, Cocoa Blend, Scream Queen, and Naturally Yours. So I don't know why I want this. I've never tried anything from Zoeva. But I've heard really good things about their eyeshadows. And so there's just this like need to try it. The other thing, it's not a need, it's a want. The other thing though is I feel like these are really giftable. Because they're more neutral palettes, it would be really easy to buy one of these collections and pick one of the palettes or two of the palettes to gift to somebody. But yeah, I don't know. These are available at Beauty Bay and Zoeva.com, and I'm just very unsure about whether or not this is something that I'm going to pick up. Let's move on. Okay, Milani has some new things. They have their Gilded Gold palette. This particular color story is not something that I'm super interested in. It just, like, there's a few of the shimmers that I'm really curious about. Like the bottom row of this, I want to know more about, but the rest of it, I don't care about. The pop of blue, the warm tones, no. But there are duochromes, and duochromes pull at my heart so much. And I want to know what they look like. I want to see these swatched. I've seen these swatched. I wasn't impressed. I want to see better swatches of this that really show off the duochrome so that I know if this is something that I want to spend $19.99 on. It's a great price. Milani makes some great shadows for the most part. Occasionally one of their palettes, what was it? Gilded Desires, maybe? I can't remember. I hated that formula. And this may be the same formula. I don't know. I didn't like that palette, but this one may be beautiful. I am leaning towards not getting it though, because I just am not that drawn to it. But like I said, I could easily be swayed if those duochromes are really something. Right? Okay. The next, they've also, let me see. Also as part of this collection, there's an eye duo. It's a gold shimmer and a gold glitter. I'm sure this is beautiful. I think I saw Kelly Gooch use this recently and it looked really pretty, but she put it on top of another shadow, so it was hard to tell whether or not it was really that pretty. That being said, I don't think I'm going to use that. So that just isn't something that I personally need. The price is right. I think that's only $5.99. Yeah. And then there's a lip gloss. It looks like it's like a clear gloss with a gold glitter in it. That's not my personal style. I'm not going to use it. And then there's a gold lipstick. That is 100% not something that I'm going to use. The gloss is $8.99. The lipstick is $8.99. Then you can also get a set with a lipstick, lip gloss, and eyeshadow duo for $18. Now, and there's a brush collection that retails for either $60 or $70. I've heard both. It's not listed on here, so that's crazy. I'm not going to get that. But one thing that I'm not going to get, but that I'm excited about, if that makes sense, the Ultimate Baked Blush Vault. Their baked blushes are amazing. If I didn't already have 3 of them, I would seriously consider this. Okay, let's move on to the next thing. Tati Beauty. This is like old news at this point. This has been out for a few weeks. It's already sold out. It sold out the first day, but to be fair, I really wanted this and I'm still not sure what I want to do. I go back and forth on it. I'm like, I need it. I don't need it. I need it. I don't need it. And now I'm just like in the middle. I don't know what I want. It immediately caught my attention because it's beautiful. Also because I really like Tati. She was one of the first channels that I subscribed to. I love her content. Now, the reason I'm not sure that I want this is because of the sequin shades. It comes with, it's 6 or 7 different shades. No, it's 6. It's gotta be 6. I don't know how many shades are in it, but let's say 6. And there are 4 different finishes for each shade. So you got a matte row, a sequin row, a metallic row, and a glitter row. The mattes look beautiful. They are highly pigmented but blendable, allegedly. And that has me very intrigued. I want those mattes in my life. The next row, the sequins, are the thing that's what's tripping me up, because it's essentially a matte with glitter suspended within it. Typically, I don't like shades like that. But Tati said that if you apply with like a pressing motion, I think, and then you just leave it and don't buff over it with anything, the glitter stays and it's just this beautiful, like sparkly, ethereal craziness. And I am really intrigued by that. But then the reviews that I've seen have not been that positive of the sequins specifically. So I don't know. It's $48. It was on my Christmas list. In fact, I think it still is on my Christmas list. The other thing that I'm really intrigued by is the glitters. It looks like these glitters are gorgeous. And like I said, I feel like a hypocrite because I was so upset with ColourPop for putting glitters in their palettes. And here I am looking at this Tati palette like, well, Tati did it and I gotta have it. So I don't know. That is another one that I wouldn't be mad if it showed up on my doorstep, you know, like if my husband bought it for me, I'd be like, oh my gosh, yes. So maybe that's an indicator that I should just bite the bullet and get it. Okay, here's this other release. Leroc. I don't know how to pronounce the name of this brand, honestly. I want to say Leroc, but I don't know if that's right. But they have released this palette. First of all, this is annoyingly large. This is a big palette. There's a lot of repeats. You don't need this many shades, says the girl with 60 eyeshadow palettes, maybe. Okay, regardless. That's probably why I don't want a big palette, because I have so many eyeshadows. But that aside, this brand, I hate their name. People are very confused about this because people are reading it thinking that it's Zoeva Cosmetics, which is spelled L-O-R-A-C, and this is spelled L-A-R-O-C. So they've just transposed the A and the O, or the O and the A, and it's tripping people up. People are legitimately thinking that this is Zoeva Cosmetics, and they're amazed that Zoeva has come out with something this bold and this incredible. And if you're not aware, Zoeva Cosmetics has a cult following for their eyeshadow formula. People love it. And so now here's this brand that does not have the same formula. I would bet money on it, even though I've never tried it. And it bothers me. It feels deceptive they knew what they were doing when they chose the name of their brand. And I just don't appreciate it. So for that reason, I'm not going to get this. It's a misleading name, but also it's huge and I don't need it. And I don't want a palette full of bright colors personally. Okay, and then finally, ColourPop released body highlighters. Now, to be fair, they're face and body highlighters. And that's great. But I don't think this is a necessary product. I don't highlight my body, but if I did, I would just grab one of the highlighters I already have. Some of these look really pretty, like Platinum and Rosé both look gorgeous, and I was initially tempted, but the packaging is also rather large because it's marketed as a body highlighter in addition to a face highlight, so they put more product in. And that's cool, but I just don't need it. Like, because I'm not going to highlight my body, I'm never going to use this up. It just isn't something that I personally am interested in. Okay. So that was a lot, and I'm sorry that this is probably a really long video. I think as I do these weekly, they won't be as long. So that's a plus. But yeah, that is all that I have. I am all done talking, and I will definitely see you guys in my next video. Bye.